How's it going, everyone? It is the Investing Guy here, and today I want to focus on UST. Now, we have seen some tweets going around and some information going around that they are going to target some of the smaller wallets and refund the UST, or try to refund. Are they planning to pay out the small holders, the big holders? What's happening? What's going on? Well, let's get right into it. All right, so let's start off here, guys. So we have a lot of tweets to go through, a lot of info to ravel in this video, so I'm going to try my best to keep it as short as possible, but we do have a lot of info, so let's start with this here. So LFG on May 16th said that the foundation is looking to use its remaining assets to compensate remaining users of UST, smallest holders first. So that's quite important, right? They're trying to compensate the smallest holders first. We are still debating through various distribution methods. Updates will follow soon. So how are they going to distribute? How are they going to pay these UST holders first? Are they going to pay them in USDC? Are they going to pay them with new Luna? What's going on here, right? That's what we want to know. Now, a lot of people are upset that it's only for people who held UST. Now, I was a holder of UST and Luna both, but I gotta say that I agree with, we gotta value UST first. Now, it's very difficult to say, compensate someone through Luna, whatnot. What are you going to do for them? There's been so much minting of Luna. How do you go about it? How do you burn? What do you burn? So that's a lot more difficult than to just say, we're going to compensate the people who hold UST. So let's go ahead and check this out here. I saw this very interesting thread by the dude. So let's go ahead and check this out. Refund UST holders before anything else. Completely agree with that. All right, let's see. People who bought UST before the depegging bought a stablecoin. That's very important because the people who bought UST, well, like that, they bought something that was supposed to be stable, something that was supposed to remain at $1, right? When you bought Luna, you knew that it could go down and you knew that it could go up. So that's a risk that you were taking. I mean, obviously no one thought that Luna was going to go down 100%. I didn't expect that. My holding of Luna was bigger than what I held of UST, but I understood the risks. I understand the risk in crypto that something can go down, 50, 40, 60, 80%, 100%. So this is definitely my first 100% loss in crypto, which is from Luna. Okay, so he pretty much goes on to say that people need to get paid. The UST holders need to get paid, especially because of these tweets here. It was pretty much false motivation here. While UST was crashing, Kwon told us to hang tight and that he was close to announcing a recovery plan for UST. So where is the recovery plan? It certainly can't be this one that downplays the entire utility of UST. Getting close, staying strong. I know many people, I saw on Twitter, many people that when Kwon would go out and tweet, they would go and buy UST, and we actually saw the price movements of UST with these tweets, right? If we look at this here, a lot of these recoveries were when Kwon made those tweets, but I personally tried to get rid of my UST at around this place here, the high 60s, because I knew that at that point it was pretty much over. I knew that here it was good. We reached almost the 90s, right? I remember this here, and I woke up and I was like, okay, cool, it's at 90. Everything's going to be fine. But as soon as I saw it go down to 70, then the 60s, I was like, okay, this is not good. And that's when I tried to get rid of my UST. Now, I am going to go into a little bit about why I wasn't able to get rid of my UST. I actually am still a holder of UST. And I'm going to get into the reasons why right now, okay? It's not good, so if you're waiting for some hopium, me trying to say that UST is going to come back, I really believe that it's not. I do think that it's over. All right, so back to over here, pretty much saying that Kwon was giving false hope. I do kind of see that. Now, do I think that Kwon thought he had this under control? Maybe. So was it false? Maybe to him it was his truth. I really do think that he's a lot smarter than that, right? And even myself at this point, I knew that if things went downhill from then, that it was pretty much over. He pretty much downplays the purpose of UST, and we see that with the new proposal that he's trying to say, and even his recent tweets, saying that Luna is more than UST and whatnot. But if we really think about it, would Luna have gotten to even maybe the top 100 without UST? And to me, the truth is, or what I believe is that no, Luna would have not gotten even to the top 100 if it weren't for UST and that relationship that UST held with Luna. So when I see Do Kwon saying things like Luna is more than UST, this and that, I really just see it as a way for him to try to get buy-in in this whole forking process and trying to separate Luna from UST. I'm not buying that, and I really hope that a lot of people see through that. I think if he wants to make things right, you got to start with what you did wrong and try to amend at least what was done wrong, right? So anyways, let's move on from this here. A few things here. I do got to say big ups to CC from Binance. He did say here that now the important part to lead by example on protecting users. Binance will let this go and ask Terra project. So by this, he's talking about some crypto that he holds. He held quite a bit of UST and Luna. They held quite a bit of UST and Luna and pretty much said that they would let it go if Terra project team would compensate the retail users first, Binance last, if ever. I think this is quite important because it pretty much says that if Terra just focused on the smallest wallets, then they could pay 99.6% of the people. And they would make a gigantic group 100% whole. So they can pay these, most of the people, 100% of their funds, right? Because the big whales held most of it and the small wallets held very small amounts. I think this does bring up an issue because it does kind of forget that a lot of whale wallets were actually just big wallets that held the money of a lot of little people, right? For example, Alice here. If you were to look at their wallet, well, you would say they're a whale, but they're only a whale because they held a lot of money from little people. So pretty much what they say here. Please consider that any smart contract, including Alice, that is built on AUST represents many small UST holders. Alice users should not be excluded from any compensation plan. And that's the first tweet that we saw where LFG is planning to give small holders back, right? Now, a little bit of hopium. I did cover Alice here, and right, I do know that a few people did sign up to Alice, so I definitely want to cover that. Let's go ahead and read this because I personally tried to retrieve my UST at around this place here around 70, high 60s, and I couldn't. I was not allowed to. So I wasn't able to retrieve my UST because as we see here, the on-ramp and off-ramp between UST and USD is currently unavailable, and it has not been available since then, right? So it's more than a week, and this was on May 10th, pretty much saying that you can't put any money and you can't take away money. Now I did see that some people were able to take it away through their Terra wallet. I personally did not have a Terra wallet, so I wasn't able to do anything here. By the time I saw that a lot of people were doing this, UST was already at like 40 cents, something like that, and I was like, you know what? I'll just take the loss and just hope for something like this, which is kind of going on now. So now what they say here is that Alice users, we are currently working on an emergency restoration plan for users impacted by the Terra collapse. This process involves retrieving corporate funds that are locked in various places and will take time. Please know this is the utmost priority of Alice. So I do kind of like that they came out, a day ago when everyone was quite silent. They did come out a day ago and they tweeted this. So hopefully we get more tweets from this and they make it right. But let me know what you guys think down below. Were you guys affected by this? What do you guys think? What do you guys think is going to happen? What do you guys think is the correct thing to do? All right, guys, like I like to say, let's go to the moon together, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.